guys, it's Lolo. How are you? It is Monday and I'm here for my second installment of Lori's Kitchen. So today in Lori's Kitchen we're going to do a chili. It's sort of just a regular chili with beans and things. It's a hearty recipe. So I'm going to get us started and then I'll tell you a little bit about it. So start with just a little bit. I've got a regular pan, like a small soup pan, and I'm just going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil in the bottom, and I'm starting with a medium onion that I've chopped, and I'm going to set that in there and get that in there. And then I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of chili powder and 2 tablespoons of cumin. And this just is going to sit here and just let this go for about 5 minutes. So while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you about this. So for those of you who maybe didn't tune in on my first installment, Lori's Kitchen does not refer to me. It refers to my mom. So I'm here at a beautiful fall day, and it's almost been a year since my mom passed away. And when she left us, my daughter took her big pile of recipes, and they were like this big. And so in the last couple weeks, Tara, my daughter, and I have been looking through those recipes, and it brings back a lot of memories. And we thought, wouldn't it be fun to do sort of a little, a series of videos where we would show some of the recipes that my mom made and tell us what the memories were. So I'm making this because it's Halloween week. I don't know if you can see out my window. You can see those beautiful colors in some of the trees, the beautiful yellows and stuff. But it's Saturday is going to be Halloween, and it's actually the anniversary of my mom's death. So Tara and I were talking, and my mom, when Tara was little, younger, and her brother, my mom and dad would always come over for Halloween, because they wanted to see the kids' costumes and they liked to see the neighborhood trick-or-treating, and my mom would bring a chili. And she started making this chicken chili because a lot of my family doesn't eat red meat, so she used it with ground chicken. So that's what this particular chili is made with, ground chicken. And I have just these little onions and the spices cooking. Give it another couple minutes. But my kids are the oldest of my mom and dad's grandchildren, of which they have many, and they span in a 20-year span. So my son is 42, who's their oldest grandchild, and they have 3 grandchildren that are 19. So they were spread pretty far apart, which was great because my mom and dad were very hands-on grandparents. They like to do everything with the kids, and that gave them time in between to do things with all the grandkids, and they were great grandparents to all of them. So so you just cook up these onions and things, and then I'm going to add, you'll see in the recipe that I post, you could either add garlic powder here or you could add fresh garlic. I like fresh garlic, and I minced it, and I'm putting it in here, and I'm going to let that go, maybe just a couple minutes, get that garlic just kind of fragrant, getting it cooked and going. So when my mom would come and she would bring something like chili or whatever, she didn't just bring the chili. She would bring all the garnishes. She would bring everything that went with it. And generally for Halloween, there were special napkins or an orange tablecloth or whatever. And she would bring all of that. And I always remember my mom would kind of come in, hello, and my dad would just keep making trips from the car with all the stuff. He was a very good sport about it. So he always loved what he was eating too, that she brought. So it was great. But yeah, that was my mom. She loved to entertain people at her house, and she also loved to bring things other places. So it was always fun. So you just take that, and then I'm just dumping a pound of this ground chicken in here. And you're just going to want to brown it, and as you're browning it, you're cutting it up. I don't know if any of you have ever used a little tool like this, but this works really well. It's a little chopper mixer, and so while you're browning that up, you can keep cutting the ground chicken or whatever you use. You could make this, if you are a ground beef person, you could make this a beef chili. If you prefer this flavor of turkey to chicken, I prefer ground chicken, but you could do that as well. So it's pretty versatile, pretty easy recipe. It's just putting these few things in. The other thing is about a tablespoon of soy sauce. And that just gave it the right amount of flavor, she said. Just gave enough of a salty flavor, but it was really nice in there. So you just brown that up. And then after you've browned this, you're gonna add a can of diced tomatoes, a can of Great Northern beans, a can of black beans, and a can of kidney beans. And that just gives it a nice consistency with the different beans, and it gives it a nice flavor. So that's kind of a little twist on, you know, the normal chili that sometimes you make. I often make a ground beef chili with just some tomatoes and some chili beans, which is kind of the cheater's way of doing it. But this is if you're gonna go, you know, a little step above that. So you brown that up, you dump these in, and then you put in about a cup of chicken broth. You can put in water if you'd prefer. I like the flavor. The chicken broth just gives it a little more depth to the flavor. And then honestly, you can, this is one of those chilies, there's enough flavor in it, you can just simmer it for about 10 minutes and serve it then. Or you could simmer it for a while because maybe you have people over, or you could simmer it for 10 minutes, put it in the fridge overnight, and heat it up the next day. So it's a really fun chili. The secret my mom will tell you is the garnish. You must have garnishes. And she would bring shredded cheddar cheese and some more onions that she diced up, some tortilla chips, and some sour cream. So I'll post a picture of all that. I hope you guys are enjoying hearing the Lori's Kitchen stories, and I hope you guys all try the chili. Let me know. Thanks. Bye-bye.